So one of the most common queries that I get regarding the LSAT exam is about the percentile scores, the percentage, the raw score and the scaled score. So I will explain this to you in some detail in this video. I will explain to you as to what is important for you and what you need not focus on, right? So the first and the most important thing is that let us say you have around 90 questions in the LSAT India exam. You largely have 92 questions, but let's take it as 90. Let's say you have 90 questions in the LSAT India exam. So if you look at how many questions you get right and how many questions you get wrong, well, that gives you your raw score. Let's say, for example, let us say there are 92 questions and you get 60 out of 92 right. So I could say that 60 is your raw score, right? So you come to know as to how many questions are right and how many questions are wrong. So if you want to know as to what your raw score in the LSAT India is, the news that I should break to you is that you cannot find that out. The LSAT India does not disclose how many marks you've actually got. It does not tell you as to how many questions you actually have right and how many questions are wrong. Therefore, it is not possible for us to make a precise measurement of how many questions you have and what the percentile score is, right? I hope you get the point. Since we do not know your actual score, it is not possible for us to make a precise measurement of the correlation between your marks and the percentile. However, what I can do for you here is by using my experience with regard to these kind of exams which talk about percentiles and the LSAT India in particular, I can give you a rough estimate. Okay, so if the LSAT India does not give you your raw score, what does it give you? It gives you a score that is called the scaled score. The scaled score is obtained by doing some maths on the raw score. I will not take you through that because I also do not know what it is, because the LSAT India does not disclose as to what that procedure is. So let us not talk about the scaled score either. Instead, what we should talk about is the percentile. Now let us say you have a score of 90 percentile. Now what does that mean? 90 percentile means that let us say 100 people wrote the exam. Then you are better than 90, right? That means you're in the top 10%. If you're 90 percentile, you're in the top 10%. If you're 80 percentile, then you're in the top 20%. So for example, let's say if the cutoff of the Jindal Global Law School is 80 percentile, well, the final cutoff depends on how many people actually appear. But let's take, for example, let us say the cutoff percentile for Jindal Global Law School is 80 percentile. What that means is you have to be in the top 20%, right? Now, one of the very major things that happens is that people and students in particular don't often understand that percentage and percentile are very different. Okay? So when I say 99 percentile, then perhaps in your head you are thinking, oh my God, I need to get 99%. But let me break this myth for you now. There is this exam that's called the CAT, the Common Aptitude Test, I think. And it is the test that is used for admission to management schools, including the IIMs and others. Now, the percentile and the percentage conversion of the CAT will help us to understand some things for the LSAT. You see, the person who scores a 99.99 percentile in the CAT, which means let's say the person who has scored 100 percentile, the people who are the toppers of the exam, they do not get 100% in the exam, right? So which means that out of, let's say the CAT is of 100 marks, the person who has 100 percentile, which means that he's the best, he does not have 100% marks. He has only around 80% marks, only 75% marks. Therefore, remember that being the topper does not mean that you score 100%. It just means that you're better than everybody else. First point. The second point is, and perhaps you would now appreciate the difference between percentage and percentile. Let us say we have this person here who has a 100 percentile or a 99.99 percentile. And there's this person here who has 80 percentile. Now in your head, you must be thinking that there's not much difference between these two. Well, because this person has only maybe what, 19 percentile more than this person. But let me tell you the difference. The person who has scored 80 percentile has half the marks that is scored by the person who has 99.99 percentile. So to give you an example for this, to give you some numbers. Let us say the total marks in the CAT is 100, okay? Total marks. That means the highest score that a person can get is 100. Now the topper of the exam, the person who has 100 percentile, will have around 80 marks, 80%. So 80% is the score that is got by the person who is the topper. Now, the person who gets 80 percentile has around half of what the topper has, which brings it to 40%. So the important thing for us to understand is that in order to get 80 percentile in the LSAT India, you need to get 40% marks. Which means that let us say if the LSAT India has around 90 questions, then you need to get only around 37, 38 questions right to get 80 percentile. Let's make it very safe, because like I said, this is an estimation, and well, of course, if it's an estimation, you can't charge me with having been wrong with this. But if you get 40 questions right out of the 92 questions that you have in the exam, let me tell you, you are pretty much going to be safely above 80 percentile. Okay? So if you want to get into the Jindal Global Law School, I would recommend that you should attempt to score at least 45 questions out of 90. This makes our job simple, and well, it looks simple, but it is not that simple, because scoring 45%, scoring 50% is not easy. But what this tells you is that this is not so much for you a test of speed as it is of accuracy. You must ensure that you should get 50% of the questions right. If you can get half the questions in the LSAT India right within the given time frame, then you would be able to get into the law college of your choice. So I hope that clarifies the problems relating to percentile and percentage. You do not need to bother about the scale score. You do not need to bother about your raw score, because these do not matter. What you need to bother about is the percentile. And the percentile that you need is basically the cutoff. The cutoff is 80 percentile, maybe some a little bit more or a little bit less, let's see. And the percentile score corresponds to marks which are equivalent of maybe 50%. Therefore, your minimum target should be to get around 45 questions out of 90 right. The other point is that if you want to get a scholarship, then perhaps you need to aim for higher marks. So if you're looking for a scholarship and you want to score more than 99 percentile, well, then in that case, you should look to get more than 70 to 75 questions out of 92 correct, right? So if you're aiming for scholarship, try to get 75 or 80 questions out of 92 correct. If you're aiming at just admissions, well, you should be able to get around 50 questions correct. And given that we don't need to score a really huge score here, the time at hand, the 10 days or even a week is enough for you to prepare for the LSAT India. So be positive and follow the lessons that you will have in this series, and you should be able to get the score that you need.